Hi Sagittarius, welcome into your monthly money and career tarot reading. This is going to be for February 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as always, do keep in mind as we proceed, this is general for your month, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Now, I do more than appreciate the love and support, the likes, the comments, and of course subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. But as you can see, I did pre-pull most of the cards for your reading, and including one small oracle, an overall tattoo tarot to represent your month as a whole, and 6 other tarot cards which we will further clarify to give you a sense, a view of how the month is meant to unravel for you, proceed. But let's begin. Jumping right into it, we do have the fire card talking about the element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. I feel like this is a month, a very passionate month for you, naturally as a Sag in general, but I do feel like there's a sense for some Johns with the reading, seeing one if not multiple doors opening for you, but I do feel like you could be pushed at certain points to, or one significant point, to think back to the beginning of a continued situation, whether it's a business that you run, it could be a day-to-day job or multiple, to remember why you began it, right? To re-spark that fire within, that passion for what you're feeling needs to or you want to continue, but just kind of feeling lost in the mundane tasks or the continuation, the repetitive nature of whatever it is for you, or just it could have been a change or multiple throughout this month or recently. But I do feel like either way, you're feeling sort of more alive through what you're creating, developing, what you're accomplishing throughout the month. And you're being reminded as a Sagittarius, you need to feel passionate, you need to feel creative and just good about what you're wrapped up with career wise, even if you do just choose to work a job or do what you do for your career for the sake of bringing in money. And that's totally okay. It's respectable even. But I just feel as if this is a month where you're finding your business that you're working, you're beginning, or just the job or multiple that you're working, taking a bit of a positive transformation or a full one and it working in your favor, okay? I feel like I said that weird. It's working in your favor. There's a sense of things just working out for you throughout the month, but I do feel like there is a lot of the month, and even I want to say January, that is leaving you feeling a bit burnt out, especially at the beginning of the month. So do just try to take it easy. I feel like you're gonna want to put forth a lot of effort and work hard either way, but just make sure you're finding the balance in it all and implementing self-care, all right? Watering your own cup. But we have the Ace of Wands to move on forward. This coinciding quite nicely with the Fire card. I feel like, again, some of what's drawn to the reading, you're seeing a new beginning take place, whether it's a new job. There's luck on your side when it comes to that. It could be you getting a business off the ground or just a new expansion. It could be one if not multiple switch ups or changes, whether it's your approach or just how you get something done. I feel like that was the same thing. It could be a multitude of things, right? But I do feel like there's a sense of you feeling a bit at peace with how the passions coming through. So a lot of you may find a bit of a peaceful but passionate way about how you produce, develop, convey, and just they're saying sway through the month. But we are beginning the spread in the month with the Seven of Pentacles. So the month begins and you feel, again, this reiterating a bit of a burnt out vibe and a sense of you just putting in the work, even if you're not fully feeling like it. Just going to work or getting up and running your business and doing what you have to do in a very mature and they're saying methodical way. But I do feel like you're going to see results right off the bat throughout the month. Even if it's just towards the end of this first chunk, you'll start to see your hard work paying off. And I feel like it is a month of financial improvement for you. So you might want to watch the Cancer reading. I feel like some of you don't realize you have Cancer in your chart. Interesting. Let's further clarify. You have the Knight of Cups. So I do feel like you are moving with a sense, a bit of emotion wrapped up into it all. I feel like there's a focus on you again, implementing self-care, filling up your own cup so you can help other people. I do feel as if regardless of what you do for your career or you don't have at this time, you're being viewed as somebody who will get the job done, and just somebody with a lot of knowledge, experience, and They're saying wise beyond your years, all right? And so there's a sense of you moving towards what you deserve in the beginning of the month, whether it's a new job, more success, more money, could be more than one thing for you, of course, but you're producing and developing in a very bold and serious manner. But I do feel as if there's going to be a reminder through this movement, through this accomplishing and just this motivation, all the meanwhile, you need to find the enjoyment in it all, because there's a sense that if you don't find oneself enjoying what you're producing, developing, accomplishing once again, even what you're moving towards, acquiring, it's going to damper the process, but just even what you're seeing as an end result. Does that make sense? The quality of what you're accomplishing in one way, shape, or form, or in multiple ways, it could be dampered once again. It could be adjusted in a negative direction if you don't enjoy oneself. All right. So it's a huge reminder in this first part. But we're moving on forward to the Three of Pentacles. So the middle of the first half of the month highlights the fact that you're being noticed. This could be in regards to people viewing your resume for a new opportunity or multiple. I feel like for some, you're putting yourself out there on social media and that's benefiting you. But I do feel like a lot of Sag is drawn to this reading. You're seeing true evidence, even more so in comparison to this first part, of your hard work paying off. There's a sense of people seeing what you've created, what you've accomplished, and even potentially old versions of what you are accomplishing or past work, that working out to your advantage, people noticing that as well. Let's further clarify. But I do feel like there's a sense of you in a very confident manner. I'm being drawn to the grapes, again, the fruits of your labor, but you sort of are fully keeping to yourself at work, being strategic as to who you steer clear of, associate yourself with. There's a sense of you being reminded it's smart and it's strategic to just stay in your lane, focus on your work, don't overcomplicate it all the meanwhile. And you may feel as if there's certain people at work and or at home where it's like, I want more control in regards to how you're getting this done or the way you're living. But I feel as if the middle of the first half of the month highlights that you are in control in other ways. So try to wrap yourself up with or focus on that. The Two of Wands. In the midst of gaining attention and just succeeding in the middle of the first half of the month, there's a reminder where the ball lies within your court. But I feel like there's thoughts of what you don't have yet, what you wish to acquire. It's like, yes, you're succeeding. Yes, the money's flowing in, for some steady, others more than expected. But I feel like all the meanwhile, like you can't help but think about what you don't have, right? There's a sense of you being hungry for more of what's coming in, what's being accomplished at this time. But I do feel as if there's a reminder in the middle of the first half, things are aligning for you. The stars are coming to be for you. Interesting wording. But I do feel as if you are being viewed as a very strong kind of pillar of success. And that may just be what I label this reading. But I do feel as if you are, again, feeling very, they're saying uptight, but it just an overly serious, I have to get this done. And yeah, just that kind of way of being. So try to loosen up and just enjoy again what you're accomplishing, what you're moving towards and even away from. But there may be a reminder, even if you do enjoy your work to an extent or the fullest extent, you might need to step away from it at certain points if outside factors are making it tricky or impossible to accomplish what you want to or need to, if the energy isn't right in that situation. Even at home, right? Step away, go for a walk, or just to a different department is what I'm getting, to make sure you come back in better energy or when things are more fitting to get it accomplished, okay? Moving on forward to make our way to the end of the first half of the month. Beautiful energy, the Ten of Pentacles. So I do feel as if there's a reminder to make your way to wrap up the first half that you deserve financial comfort, that ultimate ideal situation or multiple for oneself. Whether it's where you live, where you work, bear with me, an office situation for some. But I do feel like there's a huge focus to finish up the first half on finances. You thinking about your savings, what people owe you, what you still need to pay off, what debt you're in for some and how that can be cleaned up in a very gradual, smooth manner moving forward. But I do feel as if there's also a focus for a lot drawn to this reading on your financial goals. And don't be surprised if at this point in the month, there's one, if not multiple, new goals set in place. You may need to save a specific amount of money or multiple to invest in this new place of residence or this new car, or just it might be just for the sake of comfort financially for you moving forward. But I do feel as if you're being reminded everything's coming in and coming to be as it's meant to, when it's meant to. So trust that, right? And I feel like the wheels are just turning in your head. But I feel like being pushed to take a deep breath at certain points in these first two parts of the month, you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, and there's a more grounded way about your way of being, and people might notice this through your work, who you're working with, living with. There's a sense of you not forcing it, and these are the moments where the wheels are still churning, right? There's a lot more going on upstairs than it meets the eye for others, but I just feel like you are definitely more grounded in comparison to the first two parts. Falling onto the ground, the King of Wands, but Spirit's saying just because you're appearing and feeling a bit more grounded or fully at when it comes to this last part of the month, there's no shortage of passion, right? Nobody can fully put out the fire, the passion of a Sagittarius unless you give them the power to. There's a reminder of just that. But there's also a push to recognize that you have the ability to sit back in your throne in a very royal, confident manner and just manifest this financial success moving forward. Manifest more success for oneself. But I do feel like you're being reminded to make your way to wrap up the first half. You're a leader, right? And again, there's some beauty in moments of solitude, but also in moments of bonding with people strategically, selectively at work and or at home. At home, bear with me. But I do feel as if you're being viewed as a star. And naturally, this coinciding with what I've been saying, there's a focus on your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and one if not multiple that are coming to be in one's mind, in your vision for your future. All right. But it feels as if people are viewing you as somebody who is going places, and this feels gratifying all the meanwhile. Making our way to the fourth card to represent the beginning of the second half of the month, another Hermit card. So I do feel as if this is a continuation of that reminder that you're a leader in the making, or just in your own individual ways, or one in particular. I feel as if a lot of you are so experienced in a field, or when it comes to one if not multiple talents, skill sets that you've began to or just have perfected over time, that you stand out in the crowd. There's a sense of you being a bit, they're saying, fed up at this point in the month when it comes to certain people you work with, live with, factors at hand when it comes to the company you work for or the business you run. But I feel as if you're keeping your cool because there's an end point in sight, or just a goal that's keeping you motivated in a very grounded manner. I do feel as if you're lighting the way for oneself, and a lot of which in a very passionate, grounded manner, lighting the way for other people. The Six of Pentacles, beautiful. So the first part of the second half of the month highlights the fact that there's abundance flowing in for you. No shortage of cash flowing in. For some, it's more so checks, deposits. It could be more than one form, more than one stream of income for some. But it feels like the energy in a situation, if not multiple, it could be all that's on your plate, feels a bit overwhelming. Spirit saying, just take a deep breath and do what you have to do, and then wrap up each day at this point in the month with a bow and feel gratified and accomplished all the meanwhile. Because there's a feeling that you do have a lot on your plate, even if people don't view it in that manner, right? But I feel as if a lot of you have taken on more than you can chew, or just things will become more simplified moving forward, but complex in different ways and other ways. But the Queen of Wands, because again, another passionate chunk of the month. But don't let this passion, this reigniting of your fire within throughout the month to overwhelm you, because there's a sense of that coming to be if you don't utilize it or channel it in the right manner. All right. but there's a feeling that you just are, with the Hermit and the Queen of Wands, two very opposite energies. I feel as if in a grounded manner, people are viewing you in this way, but you feeling as if you just will go after an ending, a beginning, more success, more money, if you so choose. There's a feeling and a reminder at this point in the month, nobody's going to get in Sag's way, because you are representing this King of Wands, Queen of Wands sort of energy. And there's a sense of you blossoming and shining through whatever you decide to accomplish throughout the month in general, but it being highlighted at the beginning of the second half. To move on forward, we have the Queen of Swords. Beautiful. So I feel as if, okay, they're saying your feisty nature comes to be a highlight at this part in the month, but there's a focus on you breaking bad habits. Have you been overspending? Have you been trying to have too much control? I feel as if for some it could be more so work habits, right? In regards to needing your work days, your routines to feel healthier. It could be in regards to how you're managing the house situation. But I feel like for a lot it's more so in regards to how you manage your money. But I do feel as if you're being viewed as somebody who has wisdom, knowledge, and a lot of important advice to offer. You may find that people at work and or at home come to you at this point in the month for a sense of comfort, or just, they're saying strategy. That advice, once again, wanting to sort of see where your head is at, or just what you have to offer when it comes to what they're going through or trying to accomplish, or what's at hand for them. Interesting. They're saying at this point in the month as well, don't overthink. That's a highlight. The Ace of Swords. So I feel like you're gaining clarity in regards to something you gave birth to recently and or desire to, or are about to give birth to. But I do feel like there's a sense of clarity in regards to what needs to be cleaned up, or what you're trying to clean up in regards to how to perfect things moving forward. Bear with me. I feel like there are slip-ups at this point in the month, but everything's purposeful. Do keep that in mind. There's a sense of you feeling a little bit blinded to what lies ahead, but there's reasons to celebrate. And I do feel like there's gratifying moments at this point, the middle of the second half, in regards to your hard work paying off, celebrating with family, friends, coworkers, you name it. And it makes things more enjoyable. But they're saying this isn't a part of the month where you're feeling like relaxing, right? Whether it's you going out and spending money, potentially needing to hold back when it comes to that, but also just putting in the hard work when it comes to whatever you have oneself wrapped up with career-wise. Bear with me as I'm losing my voice. But I do feel like it's a month where you're doing a lot of speaking, to say the very least. But we're moving on to the Judgment card. And so this coming out quite nicely right after I mentioned that, talking about how the end of the month highlights your honesty, your voice, being one of such a passionate individual, but one of importance when it comes to social media posts, your business, could be through your job or multiple. Again, that advice being quite important for other people, and your personal honesty, your honesty with oneself coming into play. Let's further clarify the Empress. So I feel like, I put that down quite abruptly. I feel as if you are being viewed as a very magical individual, one who is being pushed to give birth to something new moving forward. I don't know why that's coming out. There's also a sense of you at the end of the month fantasizing or thinking about that ideal situation, once again being aligned with the Ten of Pentacles. They want me to pull another one. So also focus on your good looks side by side with your voice, your passion at the end of the month. But I really do feel like for some of you, there's a focus on a new beginning or an ending, or both for oneself. I mean, the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles coming out, but you finish up the month gaining even more attention. So the number 33 coming out. And I feel as if this is a month where you're being reminded, as a Sagittarius, you deserve to live this motivating, passionate life, especially when it comes to what you put your money towards in the work you wrap oneself up with. It's the end of the month that pushes you to think back to all that you've accomplished, how much better this month has felt in comparison to recent months, right? January, almost said July, in 2022 as a whole. But I do feel as if this month pushes you to remember your worth, and how much success and how much financial success you have on the horizon for you. All right. They're saying you deserve and are meant to live a wealthy lifestyle in more than one way. All right. It's going to be a very passionate, once again, and successful month for you. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your month, and I'll see you next time.